Well, okay. Let's see here. I think everything's running. If everything's running, we'll get started and at least start doing something. So, why I wanted to start this off, I've done a lot here recently with ChatGPT, Claude, making what you see right above me here. So, what I'm trying to do is leverage all of these AI tools. So, ChatGPT, Claude. I don't know a lot yet, right? Um, Getting started with PowerShell, getting started with Python, learning how to code. I don't know how to do any of that. But what I've learned by messing around with all this stuff is you don't have to. You don't have to know how to code. You don't have to know how to make programs. You don't have to know how to really do anything. But what you do have to come to the table with is you've got to have an idea. So, what I've done is really thought about what I wanted to make, what I wanted it to look like, how I wanted it to function. So, whether it's my program that you see right here, and then I'll step through a little bit about it, um, how I got to that point, pitfalls, things that I should have avoided, but I didn't because I just didn't know any better. So, what I was thinking about making today is just something from scratch. I've got some stuff that's being built downstairs on the office computer, but this is my old streaming setup, so I figured I might as well get everything going on here and we could end up making something here. Right now, what I'm building downstairs, just as an idea, because that's all I said you needed to bring, right? Is just bring an idea. Is I know I've got ChatGPT, well, ChatGPT, top corner over there. I got Claude up here. I got Windows PowerShell. My fingers are all messed up because it's backwards. Which then allows me to copy paste commands in if Claude or ChatGPT, if I don't let them go agentic, which agentic is they'll drive, they'll do everything for you. If you want it to get into your machine and you trust it, it will do that. It'll make a program for you. You take off from there. What I wanted to make, though, or what I want to do is I kind of want to stay in control as we move through building a program, building something out. If you don't stay in control, it can kind of just take off and do whatever it wants, and then you have to come back and really change a lot. But that's okay. So, I do choose to use, we use ChatGPT up here. I like ChatGPT a lot for its reasoning, brainstorming. It feels more like a back and forth on trying to figure out how to make something. Where Claude is the coder. So this is Claude. It's the coder. It'll spit out whatever you want it to spit out. Couple other things, just going for low level if you don't understand. There's different levels of reasoning. There's different, for instance, on ChatGPT, there's different models you can pick, different levels of effort that you want it to think about, or how long it would take to perform an action. I normally choose the extra high, if not the pro. I have a select number based on my subscription of how many pros I can use. So I don't choose to use those unless I really need something done and I need it to focus, really hit it. It might take an hour for it to get done, but that's okay. A lot of the extra high for Soul 5.6 for ChatGPT, it seems to do almost whatever I want it to do. It gets really, really close. For Claude, Opus 5 is not bad. Fable 5, their brand new one, is really, really good. but I only have a select amount of Fable 5 I can use. I have a select amount of Opus as well, but as you can see, I haven't burned through a lot of my usage yet. So we can play around today for sure. But with that being said, let's get into it. I know I've got one or two people in here right now. That's cool. I'm curious though. Anybody have an idea of something they would like to make? Something you'd like to see? Something that makes your life easier? I was thinking I'd come in here and do something like a calendar, maybe like a something you can use on your phone as well as your desktop. It'd give you alerts, make it real easy to put stuff into your calendar, but then it could send you like again alerts to your phone, stuff like that. I know iOS can do that, but that's what Apple's feeding you. If you want something better for yourself, then we can do that. In fact, if nobody has anything they want to put on, that's what I'm going to start shooting for, is trying to design something like that. All right, so again, just to show kind of doing something, I got ChatGPT up right now, and what I just brought up is let's make a what colors? Somebody give me some colors. If not, it's just going to be red and black because that's normally what I go for. So what I'm telling it is, let's make a standalone calendar as a base program. Want it to work cross-platform. Cross-platform meaning, hey, I want it to work on Windows or Mac or iOS, Samsung, whatever. That tape that is easy to input should have alerts that can be pushed to phone. All right. So I told it I wanted to make a standalone calendar as a base program that'll work cross-platform. So whatever I want it to be, I want it to include a scheduling tasks and reminders. You should have alerts that can be pushed to a phone or mobile desktop. Sounds would be nice as well. And then we'll make it the base program. Then once this is done, which again for extra high, it's going to sit here and it's going to chew through kind of what you're bringing up. So what it's thinking about, what it's doing. And then the benefit of using ChatGPT to get the base going is it'll allow us to really go in, talk about what's going on, fix anything we want to fix right now, and then move on from there. Well, it says it did it, but it didn't spit anything out because I told it not to use work. Because once we get the base done with ChatGPT and we actually have our files, then we can move over to Claude, and Claude can make it pretty. Technical errors, go figure. I saw it had something, but I can't read it. It keeps going away. There we go. All right, so we'll use Flutter. One code-based target of Windows, Mac, iOS, Android, core design, local first offline, no subscription or required cloud services. I love doing that. I like forcing it to not think about having to pay for anything else. We all pay for enough subscriptions or things that I don't want to have to pay for more if we don't have to. I love building around that. So it'll be a calendar, appointments, tasks, reminders, reoccurring events, categories, notes, snooze, complete, notification sounds, time zone aware scheduling, and import export. That's awesome. Future proofing. So we'll have storage notifications, calendar logic will be separate layers. So we can add layer encrypted sync, family calendars. Ooh, it wants to tie in my business stuff, but I'll let it. Maybe I'll use it. Or AI scheduling without rebuilding the core. Current blocker in this chat environment is the Flutter SDK compiler is not installed. I verified that directly, so I haven't pretended to compile an app that I can't actually compile. Not compiled the base program yet. We're at the architecture bootstrap stage. The next move is to generate the complete Flutter project source code here, including the UI, models, persistence, reminder engine, notification abstraction. All right. Yes. Go ahead and make this program. Use Flutter is fine. All right, I told it to take off. Let's see what happens. So if you go to this thinking on the side, it should pop out what it's choosing to do. If it starts coding. If it starts coding, it'll start feeding it on the side here, which is nice. You can see what it's doing. But again, that's why I wanted to sit down and kind of do this with everybody. I don't know if everyone quite understands anymore how robust AI has become. That you can build programs, you can build shoot 3D modeling stuff if you're into 3D printing. It's not just a question and answer application anymore. You don't just ask it like, hey, what's 2 plus 2? It can do so much more. At work, I've started to build a standalone project management software. And again, I'm not a coder. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know what I want. So leveraging AI, ChatGPT, or Claude to make these things, that way it makes my life easier by making it the way I want and not waiting for somebody else to do it. I love that. I love that. So I wanted to kind of share this with everybody, kind of how easy it is to do it. Go ahead, like make whatever you want. You don't have to live with what you have anymore. You can sit down, take a couple hours, build something for yourself. While it's chewing through all that, I'll I'll bring up what, like I said, what I've been doing over here. So I had an idea about 2 years ago, and if you know me, you you know how much I like smart home stuff or automation or any of that. I wanted to make a standalone Alexa or Google Home or Home Assistant. I wanted to make my own. That way it's I wanted it to be local first. I wanted it to be secure. I wanted it to be mine. Or if I end up selling these, whoever ends up getting their hands on them, I want you to be in control of your stuff. Your your home is your home. You shouldn't have to have Big Brother watching if you don't want to have Big Brother watching. So I went with a what's called a Zigbee and Z-Wave protocol. They're standalone devices. They do their own thing, but there's a little radio that'll come off the little mini computer that I've put this on. So with that, it'll do anything locally. It'll drive any of those Zigbee or Z-Wave devices locally, and it's almost instant. It's so fast because it doesn't have to reach out to the cloud and then come back. You're doing it in your house. Home Assistant's got these little like voice PE boxes. They're about yay big, so voice is totally doable. You can talk to it. It'll run commands. I've put a local LLM or a large language model onto each one of the hubs, so I can talk to it here, have it run commands, do whatever. But within the operating system I made, I've got it. I've had to really like dig through each one of the little pieces. So something as simple as plugging in an Ethernet connection into the back of it or unplugging it and then being able to see what your signal strength is. I programmed that in, doable now. This Smarties care at the beginning right here, so as soon as you pop up, it'll tell you like your health. So out of the little health here, in device health, it goes into the hub, looks at everything that's going on inside there, and will output what's going on. So right now my CPU strength's pretty high because I just tried to dig into it. Couple of things for it to look at. Temperature's okay, storage is okay. It's been up for 22 days. It's been just going. But in here, this devices that it can see, it's telling me right now I need to go update Home Assistant. So if I update Home Assistant, it'll dig back in and make this green. So I had to program all of that in. I had to tell it that I wanted to do that. Radio Manager. Easiest way to talk about Radio Manager, if you hook up a USB to it, if Home Assistant can't see it, then it's not going to be able to do anything with it. So I had to have a way from outside, you plugging in a USB, to get it into Home Assistant so it can use it, and that's what Radio Manager does. Updates, I made my own standalone update utility. It doesn't use like GitHub or anything. I just add the updates to my web page, and then from my web page it pulls them down. So if you use online, it'll check. See, it just checked. And there won't be anything new because I don't have a new one up right now. But it'll make sure that what you're putting on, I'm pushing it. It's not just somebody else pushing it. Again, being fully local, if you don't have online, you can have USB. So you can plug a USB in. It'll find your media, and then it'll give you options to install new updates if you want to. Or since the hub is a standalone computer, you can just download it right to the computer, and as long as it's within the downloads folder, you're good to go. It'll take it and run with it from there. But again, programming all this out to do installs or rollbacks or watch it do what it's doing, yeah, you got to program all that in. It doesn't just inherently happen. You got to tell it to do it. But that's the fun of sitting here trying to figure this out, is you can get what you want. You don't have to have somebody else feeding you, hey, this is what you should do. If it doesn't work for you, make it work for you. And all that is you just talking with the AIs. You don't have to have some magical prompt to make something happen. You just got to talk to it and explain what you want. I wonder if in here I can show that home at a glance and what I've been doing there. Yep. So me go. Heck yeah. I think this is neat. So, another thing I wanted to build, right, while we're waiting on ChatGPT to finish up and get us started with at least our framework of our calendar, is a home builder application that is tied to like smart home devices. So, right here, you can tie legitimate smart home devices to it, explain what it does, what it's doing, and for instance, my front door will open and close because of what this sees. So as long as the devices are online, it can see them. You'll see that happen on the real, or excuse me, on your virtual house based on what your real house is doing. And I think that's so freaking cool. But it is, it's a 2D blueprint, 3D, well, 2.5D of you installing your furniture in your house, your devices, your stuff, and then you can watch it. You can just see your house and what it's doing. Oh, trees are getting better. That's awesome. So I've been fighting right now with trees. Trees have been what's just killing me because everything used to look like this, just these little blobs. Like those bushes, those look like hell. So I'm starting to make them look better. I mean, sure, the branches don't quite look right, but you know what? We're going to get there. And all that is just me talking with it, trying to figure out how to make it better, what I want, stuff like that. So, looking like we're getting progress here now. Oh, yeah, Nikki, it is, bud. All right, so we now have it spitting out stuff. So I got the standalone Flutter calendar base is built, so we'll download that. We got a README, we got a QA report, and then this SHA 256 to verify that it's the right file. Am I super quiet? You can't hear me? How about now? Heck yeah. Right on. Yeah. Nick, since I got you, man, this is what I was talking about yesterday. Is and I don't know how much you saw before. You're welcome. It's a 2D like floor plan builder that then becomes a 2.5D, and you can tie in your devices, furniture, whatever else you really want. Then on your live view, that's your layout. You can set your wraps, you can make your roof the way you want, set windows up, all that. For walk mode, that's your inside first person view, look around. So I was thinking, shoot, realtors would probably get a kick out of that. Um, that way they could just send the file off to like a client, and then the client can take it and run with it from there. They can actually see the house if you can build it right. So Right now, it's not really an engine. I built it with webhooks um, and Python, so it's running RNG and script for it all. So it's not really like a Unreal or anything like that. This same view that you see here. Oh, I know. That's why I really would love your input. It it's the same view for mobile as it is for desktop and through the browser. So I'm running it through Chrome right now is all I'm doing. And the reason that I wanted it to do that is that way it stays within the operating system that I'm building. So I wanted it like right under here to just be that 360 orbiting view, which is this watch mode. Speed it up. Come back a little bit. Why are you doing that? Exit walk. There we go. Running the browser. So everything that I've built here for my operating system or this program, it just it's all browser. There's no independent app, there's no nothing. So you log into like Safari on your phone or Silk or whatever you got, and this will operate the exact same way as it does what you're seeing right here. Because again, this is just on Chrome on my desktop, but it works the exact same on mobile. Just a little harder because you've got to use your finger to drag and move rooms, but it works. So, going back into that needs to go down. Come on, work with me here. There we go. We've got our files that it spit out. Which I am not seeing them give it to us. It did not download them. I'm going to have to go to web app, not desktop app for chat, which that's okay. So we'll get rid of this one. Bring this up here. We'll go to chat. There's our platform builder. All right, so we'll download our calendar base. There, it spit it out. All right, so like we were saying, I got to look at my chats here. Have you stress tested it, overpopulated it with assets, etc.? Browsers tend to struggle when you start lumping stuff in. You'll have to keep it low resource visually. And that's what I am trying to do. For instance, like just these trees, the the random number generator for how many branches or leaf bundles or whatever that we have in there, like I know it doesn't look the best yet, but on mobile it still is working okay. Wonder if I can at least get it to pop up here so you can see. Waking up. It's woke up. Alright, let me do the watch. Hide. And there you go. So, I know it's blurry, but I mean, it's the exact same thing. That's what I'm shooting for, is to have the same response of what's going on desktop here is what's going on your mobile. So, oh, I know, and that's what's killing me, but I'm making sure that using Claude and chat, which speaking of, I know I want to get into showing building something from scratch, but the I made I'm calling it dispatch. I'm kind of cheating because Claude has dispatch too, but it's a dashboard that I put onto my office computer that's using Claude and ChatGPT without using APIs because I don't want to pay anymore. I'm already paying for the subscriptions. Why should I pay to just talk to them? And it's made browser extensions and um, hooks to let Claude and ChatGPT work together. So I send a command, ChatGPT takes it, does its reasoning, sends that to Claude. Claude then codes or verifies and tests, sends QA back, and then Chat takes it, readjusts if it needs to, and then sends me an output. So I'm using both of them to get me outputs now. So my speed and time for like web based is pretty much on point with what the desktop's doing. I think I'm maybe 50 to 100 milliseconds different on mobile. I use DeepSeek. Yeah, DeepSeek's good too. All right, I downloaded. Let's get back into this one then. So I downloaded the base calendar. It's saying what it's planning on doing for the first run of it. Reliability work's done. It's got limitations. I cannot truthfully run Flutter Analyze, Flutter Test, or compile the Windows executable here because its container has no Flutter Dart SDK installed. So we're going to have to install those. But we can at least start running it. So no, we can't because it says it doesn't have those files in the right spot. So this is what I've been running into is I'll copy that, I'll paste it back into chat, and it'll take it and analyze why it doesn't work, send back why it doesn't work, and allow me to fix it. Yep, it just didn't know where it was, so now it does. A couple of things didn't work there. Any reds you see, I always just give it back because I want it to be clean. Real blocker is Flutter itself is installed on path. So it needs Flutter. It's probably going to give me the the Flutter setup. It's already doing it. We'll just let that go. I think that's cool. I have looked at that. On putting it all into an app. I have the it's doable. It's pretty easy. All I got to do is just tell it I want an iOS and I want a an Android version like SDK, and it'll do it. Putting it onto the App Store and having to pay for all that, that's what I'm trying to stick away or get away from. But benefit of what I'm doing here, right, for browser related stuff, I think I was telling you yesterday, I've got many PCs that I'm running Debian 13 Linux on. So from there, if you don't plug in an Ethernet to it, you're never going to get to here. You just won't. It won't let you in because there's no means for it to connect to it. But I remade the internal Wi-Fi like Realtek chipset to, instead of it wanting to accept a Wi-Fi, I made it an access port, so it's outputting its own now. Then you can use your phone, connect Wi-Fi to that mini PC, and then take off from there. But it's all local. There's no means for you to connect to the internet. So it's I'm trying to have it as secure and locked down as I can. But then if you do plug Ethernet in, then I want all those securities, permissions, everything like that to stop you from being able to get in. Most security services here, you sell them an Android tablet with the service with the APK pre-installed. I could. Um, where all the files and everything are living, it's it's all within the hub itself, so it's all on that um, computer that I'm selling. If they would want it, then I would just provide the APK probably on that, and then they can install it onto whatever tablet or iOS device that they have. Yeah, yep, saves you from putting it on the stores. I agree, 100%. All right, so that looks like the script we need to run now for. Yep, launching Windows, launching Flutter. Flutter setup's going, and we're downloading. It just popped up another one. All it takes is someone to leave Wi-Fi connection on it. That's what I'm trying, or that's what I'm trying to make it not do. So within, I'll show you here. So within the program here, right now I have it connected to my local network, so I can access it from anywhere if I want to. But within Network Manager, what this does is, again, it's outputting this Wi-Fi. There's no way for you to have it connect out because I don't have a means for it to do it. I'd have to get like another USB dongle and make a standalone Wi-Fi for it. But right now it's an access port, it doesn't receive. So I can change the SSID and network settings of the hub itself. So it'll always output that SSID. You still got to use like password to connect. It'll go through a whole bunch of steps. I'll just make something. So it'll let you know like what devices are connected, if any, to it. Um, from there, it'll wipe the last name, start the new name, and tell you the local IP to get to it. But I'm going to cancel all this because I'm not going to change it right now. So you'll see that, but yeah, there's no other way unless they choose to add it, because it's a mini PC. They can add it themselves if they want to. But once it's out of my hands and it's in their hands, that's part of buying a computer. You can do whatever you want with it. I don't care. I'm just not going to fix it if you modify it. All right, we are still installing. Configure Flutter path. Flutter SDK not found. Installed it. Configure Flutter path. Checking. Got dependencies. I don't know if it's stuck, so I'm going to ask if it's stuck. It does not look stuck. It successfully installed Git, clone Flutter, downloaded. It's still part of Flutter's first initialization. If PowerShell prompt has not come back and you still see the cursor sitting beneath it, next thing I expect Flutter is to print its version and continue. If screen's still unchanged, use this. So it's still unchanged, use that. Send me that output. There you go. Change my assessment. Dart process exists, but it has essentially 0 CPU, since treat that as probably stalled block. Don't kill it yet. Run this. Then also run this. There you go. And that'll tell me what it's doing. Oh, there it took off. Installing Visual Studio Installer. So trying to get our application so we can see it. Yeah, dude, for sure. So what I can do is I can pull it, make it a standalone for where I'm at right now, and fire that off to you in like a zip. That way you can play. I would want you to. And honestly, I'm looking for people to tear it apart. I really am, because I don't know what I need to fix yet. I know I need to fix stairs. Stairs suck. It does not. It doesn't understand what I'm telling it to do. So I've probably fought through 6 different hours of playing with stairs in this damn house. Because there's so many different ways you can do it, right? You need to make sure your rise over run's good, whether there's a landing or not, whether there's switchbacks, if there's a straight run with a landing. Like, there's a lot. And then the next one I'm trying to build out is the terrain manipulator. Right now it's just on that circular diorama. I want it, if you have like a hill, I want it to be in a hill. If it's built into the side of a hill and you got a basement, like a walkout, I want to have the terrain be able to match what you're doing. So collisions, yes, it did have a hard time with it. I've ran it back through 3 or 4 different times because you could just clip through a wall or take off through a window. That's gotten better. On stairs, though, I still have problems with clipping on stairs. You could be on the top landing just about to make it to the second floor, and then as you turn, you'll drop back onto the first floor, and then you have to walk up the stairs again. So Still installing that Visual Studio Community for 2026. About halfway done. Might be a case if it's not registering height, like seeing the difference between ground floor and first floor. I think that it is. Here, I can show you real fast. So on here, if I exit, go back to walk, and then there's the stairs. So first thing, like I'm able to still kind of clip. It doesn't exactly do it right. See, I can bob from up and down. The landing does work as a landing. Coming upstairs, there's nothing stopping you from like that, doing that. So I need it to make a little half wall that has collision effects so that you can't just drop down. But I'm getting there. Stairs are just fighting me. And that needs to get fixed. I shouldn't be able to walk behind here because that's not a thing. But if you look at my plan, and then we're on main floor, plan, stairs. They're right there. Upper floor? Is that where it's got the landings? Doesn't have landings there. So 4 stairs are switchback. I want them carpeted, sealed, half walls. I can add the landings in, and then it makes the landing here. You can move it around within the box. It's doing what I want it to do. It just needs some work. All right. That visualizer is still downloading. Just so that I can show you what I was talking about for lights and stuff like that, I'm going to go grab it and bring it up here. That way you can see what I'm doing. All right, still downloading, getting there. I think that those lights just reconnected. So if the lights reconnected, Zigbee's working. Yeah, it showed the door open. So it kind of is their own, right? You can put it onto a computer if you want to. What I'm providing is a standalone mini PC, about yay big. So out of that standalone mini PC, that's where your Zigbee and Z-Wave radio is going to drive from, which I'm amazed. I don't have any devices between here in the hub downstairs, so it's actually doing some stuff. But I think I need to get one more repeater, because right now I've got this door switch, and what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to zip to that door and show that that door opened or closed. But I think I'm too far away and I don't have a repeater. I think it shut that light off behind me. It did. It's off. It's just not feeding it back. Yeah, because I just don't have anything in between here and there. Hold on. Nice. There you go. Okay. Let me see if I got this moving now, because I just tied another light in. So, lights. Says that light bulb out there is going. That light strip is working way better now because I got a repeater. I don't know if you can see it back there. I'll have to set it up on that thing. All right, right here, I at least got it. So, yeah, there we go. So you can kind of see the light right there. So at least it's doing what I'm asking it to do. So the fun part on what I'm doing right here is in this, whoops, you can kind of see it. So window turned green inside the room. In my office, this is about where it is. So you've got the light radiating from where it's at, but the color code is being driven by this. So if I make it blue, this turns blue. That right there, you just saw it went blue. So real actions that you do in your house, you'll be able to see it in this because that's what it's doing. So now that I have those repeaters up, living room, front door closed, front door open, front door closed. So that's working now. So if I go back to here and go to watch, exit, exit, watch. So as it's spinning around, front door, you open your front door, it shows you your front door open, tries to zoom in on it, then it'll zoom back out, close the door, door closes. So it's real close to what the actual time frame is. So I wanted it less than a second, so about half a millisecond from activation. So open, whoop, there it goes. Close it, door's closed, but you can see it, right? So I didn't want it just like another home builder, like The Sims or crap like that. Like, if you want to go and set all your devices up in your house, do it. And when an action occurs for them, you see it here. And it's doing it. That's what I was shooting for. All right, so we've got 4 issues off of our calendar we're trying to make. So we'll send that back. You're not wrong. For instance, like mine, I've got something stupid, 300 devices in my house. You've known that. So in order to set them all up, yeah, it'd take a long time if you wanted to set every individual one up. Once it's built, you're done. But if you don't want to take the time, do it. You can make a simplistic house. I've got a couple of different ways to do it in here. For instance, I've got simple, standard, or pro versions. The pro is you want to customize everything here and make it exactly like yours, you go right ahead. Simple, you want to just throw some boxes together and get something moving, you can. My man. Another one would be so friggin' cool for like streaming and stuff like this is you get your stuff right here set up, then we can make actions that drive all of this real easy. Somebody clicks a sound bar or something like that for you and it triggers the action and away we go. We can do all that stuff. All right, so we got a new download with hot fixes. There's our new script. New one's in. It's downloaded. We paste away. I have not seen any reds yet. Whoop, Android toolchain gave me a red. Oh, you could 100% do that. All it would take is just a motion detector, and then your camera. You can program it so that if it's on intruder or whatever, they could yell "Welcome to Thunderdome," and then everything goes red. 100%. So what I'm doing right now, keep seeing reds. I don't want reds. I want everything to look clean before we fire off the first one. There's a couple more reds there. 3 issues found, so I want it to keep fixing it. Heck yeah. I'm sure everyone would be excited. They wouldn't want to leave, though, Nick. That's the thing. You're going to cause an issue. All right, we got another fix we got to run. Download the next fix. And run. So all I'm doing right now is just copy and pasting. So it's making the code for me. I'm copy and pasting. And then what it'll give me is everything will drop down. We'll get our launcher. Once everything passes, we give it a run. See what it looks like. And one of the things too, because Nick, I know you know, um, having everything that it's downloading or using, I need it to be open source, commercially available. I don't want to have to pay for licenses, things like that. So even in the builder that I'm making, I have a licenses section that says I'm using an MIT license for 3JS to drive the 3D rendering on a webhook. So I want to make sure everyone is at least accounted for what I'm doing, that they get their time in the sun. If you could tie this into fire alarms. There are some Z-Wave fire alarms that are out there. Ring makes a couple of them. So all I would do is you get the Ring kit, comes with your Ring fire detector, and then as long as it's Z-Wave compatible, which Ring devices are, I can hijack that from Ring and then tie it into ours. Yes. I don't see any reds. That looks like it went. Launching Smarties calendar. And I'll be damned. Here's our calendar. So I want to show it that the calendar's popped up, but I don't like the icons or the favicons. Use my logo. So I'll just give it this little bit right here. Whoops. I want this. Also, and then I want to check before I tell it that it messed up. Yep. Also, I want auto, light, and dark modes for this program. I just don't like it that within the program here, I can't change it from light to dark. I want a dark mode, just like everything else that I like. So that's what I'm doing is I know what I want. I'm going to ask it for it, but I show it what I'm looking for. Yeah, do it, man. I need to shut that light off in the hallway. Overview, lights, this light off, this light. We'll make it red because I like my reds. And there we go. And now it's red in there. I think that's so neat. It don't quite look red. It says it's red. All right. So calendar's going. Trying to get the themes back up now. So we get themes pushed through, get our light dark modes. Heck yeah. That also goes back into anything else that we would really want to add to it. So if we want to add features, it's really not that hard now. So you saw from the beginning, we started with an idea. Let's make a calendar. We also said, hey, I want it to have tasks and agendas, and I want it to be able to push out notifications to phones. We're almost there now. We at least have the framework built, so we can take it from there. So what is this saying? So it's trying to build out the script now. It wants to change the visual accents to the orange from your mark. And I'm going to pivot it. So no, I want the teal accents. And then I know from me building all this stuff out, it already has a my icon. So I just need to tell it, use my stuff. And then we'll see what it does. Welcome back, buddy. I want to move this so that everyone can read it. But there's not really a good spot. Why not? We'll put it right there. Yeah, it's just you talking anyway. I can do it. I got a person or two on Facebook, but all right, so it's loading my files. Ooh, it's starting to use my tool from downstairs. So, yeah, what it's doing right now is it's looking like it's taking it's using my new ChatGPT and Claude combined tool and trying to make this work. I wonder if I can hijack it. Let me see if I can hijack it. Let me see if I can hijack it. All right, there's the base program. I need the you talking like um like a swing gate out front, like a motorized gate. Yeah, as long as we can put like a ESP trigger on it. Yep, you could do it. All right, 127. There it is. Couldn't be found. Yep, it's good. It's local on that machine down there. I'll have to push it up here if I want to use it, but that's okay. So here's our calendar. There's our updater. And then here is our executable. We execute. So right now it's for Smarties. It is to control your devices. So what I've realized is there's a niche market out there for RVs or tiny homes or people that are security conscious that want to have everything local. They don't want to have cloud dependencies. There's a number of people I've talked to. It's like that's why I don't have an Alexa in my house. I don't want to talk to her if I don't want to talk to her. I don't want her always listening, blah blah blah. So, I tried to make a standalone version of that would run devices. I mean, heck, you can see back here, like I got that light strip that's going. I can change colors on it. I can do all of that. That's not on um that's on my local network. It's not on my phone. It's not connected to the cloud, nothing. That's me driving that with that application I showed you, and that's running off that machine downstairs. So it's doing it. Um but I could be driving 60 miles an hour down the interstate, um and this would still work. So if it's in an RV, it would do this from inside your RV, but that's the caveat is if it's not hooked up to the internet, you can't see any of your stuff remotely. You can't. It's all local to you. If you want to hook it up to the internet, you can, but you don't have to. So I wanted to give those people the capability to use it locally if they want. That's the primary driver. Or if you want to hook it up to the internet, then it's the same functionality that you've got for a Google Home or Alexa, whatever you got. All right, so we pop back up. It did not make my logos the way I wanted. So I need to tell it to fix my logos again. But regardless, it tried. Let's see if we've got, yeah, now we've got light and dark mode. At least it took that and ran with that. So let's have it fix our logos first. That's a really good idea. Have it output what it wants to put on there first. Yeah, I should have done that. And I have not been doing that. So, good call. What I don't like is just waiting on the rendering that it does. When I have it on that extra high, which I love having it on extra high because I don't have to go back over and over and over again trying to fix something. It just seems to do it better, but it does take longer. Let's see what it brings up. Yeah, that is not what I asked for. Library. Images. I know I've got one in here. There we go. Download. It says it's a PNG. But that should work. So downloads. This. Use this. There. There's my logo. And that's really where I was going to take this. Once we had the framework done, which I feel like we have a good chunk of the framework, then we'll switch over to Claude, and Claude should be able to just take that code and run. And then we can make a markdown, and then I primarily use Claude for everything apart from high-end imagery. Yep, I agree. Gemini, I think, does a pretty good job. Does DeepSync do a pretty good job, or DeepSeek do a pretty good job on images too, or no? Gotcha. Yeah, that's why I was trying to make that dispatch tool that I was talking about. That way I could have chat and Claude kind of work together. Oh, you go to Midjourney? Yeah. Midjourney, what is it? Nano Banana 2, I hear does pretty good job. All right, I'm going to have it stop here. Make a turnover to Claude where it can take over coding and we QA QC the process. Yep, me and you think alike. Exactly what I was trying to do. But yeah, Nick, that's why I wanted to sit down and do this for a little bit. I've had a couple of people pop in and out. At least it looks like I've had a few people pop in and out. But I just don't think people fully understand what you can do here. If you have an idea, you can do it. Alright, so there's that markdown. We'll give that. I'll also give my logo. And I'll give the last zip file. It wants me to run this off of this machine, so I will say let's do it here. We'll make a new folder. Select. Trust this workspace. I don't want to burn up. Yeah, I'll burn it up. Go ahead. There you go. And we're in auto. Away we go. You're not wrong. What I've come to find out, especially the older that I'm getting to, even if people know how to do it, are they going to take the time to do it? I don't know. I think there's still like a dramatic need for people and time. So if you can spit stuff out for them, make programs for them, or whatever you want to do, I I still think there's money in it. Oh, 100%. That's what I think. You put forth the effort, you spit it out for them, they take it and run with it. Yeah. That's still neat. It does it. It we made a calendar. Yeah, so just letting Claude go, that's one of the things that I like and I don't like at the same time, because until it completes and feeds me its output, I can't make edits on the fly. I did like working with chat on copy and paste, because then I can pivot if I want to right in the middle of something without it doing a full run. But you still can. It's a little more difficult when it's full agentic than it just running. Looks like it's taking the logo and trying to refit it. So this is about to kick it off. Let's see what it spits out. Nope. Still kept the same ones. So those aren't right. Yes. So for what it's doing here, if this is what you're talking about, so I've only got the 3 devices on there right now, but again that door, so it'll zoom to what just happened if you want it to, and then that light. One of the things that I'm trying to do is have it cut a hole into the side of the house. So if a device is happening inside, you can see what it's doing. I just haven't got that like telescope cone to eat a hole in the house for you to see it. But I mean, like I was saying, the idea is there. It'll zoom to it and you'll be able to see it. It just doesn't. I don't have it for all of them yet. Oh, now it's just taking off and driving itself. It keeps kicking it down into the other monitor. Oh, there it goes. I think that's neat when it takes the wheel from you and makes sure that it does what it's supposed to do. Three.js is what it's called. Like I was bringing up, I think you might have stepped away, but it's like a browser 3D renderer that's got a MIT license, and that's what it's doing. It's using that. I don't know. That's a really good question. I'd have to dig back into all the code and figure that out. I know that I'm running uh, .py, so Python stuff for it. There it goes. Just hands free, building stuff. So yeah, when you were saying you're gonna go find it, you looking into what that 3JS is? Because you being in industry, I'd love to know how that's all going. Hey, it just made an alert and sounded it awesome. Oh, good deal. Yeah, I'd be curious to know like where uh where my pitfall is here. Stay up there. Stop it. We'll give it another 15 minutes and see what we can do. Well, that's unfortunate. So I know I'm not going to be able to get super realism within a browser application. Like I get that. I was hoping that like even me doing what I'm doing with the trees so that they actually look more like trees and not just a frickin' stick with a big green ball on the top. So like landscaping and overpopulation's gonna really start to hit it, huh? Put too many entities on the screen and then that'll start bogging it down, huh? Oh yeah, for sure. And that's what I asked it to do is it's using a random number generator for how many leaves it's going to put on a branch. So, yeah, I'm sure those two trees sitting there in the front yard are eating away at all that. import it on its own. So like if I go to add another one, like for instance, I want to add a crepe myrtle or something like that. Let's see, I want pro. That's grade, plan, yard. In that bed, let's say I want to add a crepe myrtle there. Should just be add it, size. I want mulch and live. It should dump it. That thing's way too damn big. Plan that size. Watch. That's better. That's about what it looks like. So it's still using the RNG. The flowers don't look like flowers. They just look like little friggin' balls. But there we go. There's another one added. See what it does. Actually, I got 2 of them in the backyard too. I'll add 2 more in the backyard. Exit. Plan. There's the flower beds, yard, crepe myrtle there. Make it a little smaller. And then yard, crepe myrtle there. And make it a little smaller. LOD, I'm going to then. But they're added a couple of more. It still feels like it's operating the same. But you're right. I need to overpopulate and see what it ends up doing or not. All right. So it says that that worked. That worked. Repository root. It's in blockers, evidence. It did it. Docs, assets. Couldn't provide the image. All right. Decisions I need from you. Approve the baseline commit. Firm its identity. Logo swap. Accent color. Keep the muted seed. Move more towards the cyan. Quick check only. You can do flip windows light dark and verify. All right. I can do that. There she opened it back up. All right. Well, with that, I am going to kill the stream here, but Nick, I'll go back downstairs. That way I can actually piddle around with it, and I'll get on Discord and I'll talk to you that way, buddy. But yeah, again, just wanted to show kind of some of the things you can do. I mean, regardless, within 2 hours, we built an application. We have a calendar. It works. It does what we ask it to do. Does notifications. It's there. And then all it would take is just tweaking. So pretty crazy that within 2 hours we can spit something out like this. But yeah, I'm gonna kill this and go downstairs. Thanks for watching.